How to get rid of ant hills. Ants are one house guest you can live without. Indoors, ants are invaders, getting into your stuff and causing chaos. On the other hand, outdoor ants can turn family lawn games or gardening into painful experiences when you accidentally disturb their nest. Ant hills in your yard are more than just unsightly, they are a sign of a growing ant colony that can damage your lawn and invade your home. While the hills can seem small on the outside, they aren't so small underground and are often quite complex. Ants tend to make hills to keep their queen and their larvae safe. They also build them to defend themselves from predators. Addressing these mounds immediately will keep ants from infesting your space. Luckily, there are several insecticides and natural remedies to remove them. In this video, we'll teach you the best ways to get rid of ant hills, prevent ant infestations in your home and yard, identify and locate ant hills. Welcome to The Guardian's Choice. This video will tell you how to finding and identifying ant hills, getting rid of ant hills, and preventing infestations. Follow all the steps in this video for the best results, and don't forget to subscribe to get all the household tips and tricks you don't want to miss. Method 1. How to find and identify ant hills. Number 1. Look for mounds of dirt. While ant hills are filled with complex tunnels underground, from above, they typically resemble a pile of dirt or sand with a small hole in the top. While most ant hills will just be a few inches tall, some can grow to over 10 feet, 3 meters tall. This is why it's best to get rid of them as soon as you notice them. Number 2. Follow the ants back to their nest. If you've noticed an ant infestation but can't figure out where they're coming from, the simplest way to find the nest is to follow their trail. Ants typically come out in search of food, then inevitably carry it back home. Number 3. Check sidewalk cracks, logs, and near man-made structures. Thoroughly inspect your property for ant hills by checking areas ants frequently build them. Examine your sidewalk for cracks, look underneath bricks and logs, and check against the side of your home, garage, and other structures. Did this video help you? Let's comment below, yes or no. Method 2. How to get rid of ant hills. Number 1. Boiling water. Boil 2 to 3 US gal, 7.6 to 11.4 L, of water on the stove, then carefully transport it out to the ant hill. Slowly, steadily, and carefully pour it into the main opening of the ant hill. This should cause the hill to cave in and kill any ants inside. You may have better results if you boil 2 to 3 pots of water simultaneously, then pour them one after the other into the ant hill. The more water, the better. Check after a couple hours and over the next few days. If the ants are still alive, repeat the process or try something else. Number 2. Flooding the hill. Turn on your garden hose full blast and drench the ant hill and surrounding area for a good 3 to 5 minutes or more. Soak it until the ground is fully saturated and the water is ponding, and then keep going a bit longer. Ant hills can be 3 feet (0.91 meters) deep, so it takes a lot of water to flood the tunnels all the way to the bottom. Check back for ant activity 2 or 3 times per day over the following 3 days. If you don't see any activity after 3 days, the ants are probably all dead. Otherwise, either repeat the flooding or move on to other measures. Carbonated water is also supposed to be extremely effective at destroying ant hills. The carbon dioxide displaces oxygen in the hill, causing the ants to suffocate. Number 3. Boric acid. Sprinkle powdered boric acid around and on the ant hill, or put several scoopfuls into 1 US gal, 3.8 L, of water and pour it into the ant hill. Boric acid is toxic to ants if they consume it, so the hope here is that the workers will bring it back for the other ants, including the queen, to eat. However, boric acid will also kill any grass in the immediate area, and it is also dangerous to use if pets or kids frequent the area. Number 4. Insecticide dust or liquid. There are many types of chemical insecticides to choose from, including deltamethrin, bendiocarb, bifenthrin, diazinon, and carbaryl. Choose your preferred dust or liquid and apply according to the package's instructions. Rake the insecticide into the soil. When the ants inevitably rebuild the top of the hill, they'll get coated in the poison and carry it deeper into the colony. In less than a week, there's a good chance that all the ants will be dead. Follow the reapplication instructions included with your chosen insecticide, if necessary. Number 5. Biphenyl/P granules. Biphenyl/P granules are a type of insecticide that attack an ant's central nervous system when they ingest it. Spread the granules on top of the hill and in areas where the ants travel so they carry the insecticide back to their colony. Some types of granules may require you to pour water on top of them. Check the package for specific instructions. Number 6. Bait traps. Use ant bait traps if you don't want to disturb the ant hill. Buy several enclosed ant bait traps marketed for outdoor use and place them around the perimeter of the ant hill. The worker ants will enter, take the poison food into the colony, and kill most, if not all, of the ants inside. Enclosed bait traps make it harder for pets or kids to access the poison, but they aren't completely foolproof. Supervise any pets or kids closely or, better yet, keep them out of the area. It will probably take less than a week for the ant colony to be poisoned and killed off. Buy these traps and other insecticides at home improvement stores. Number 7. Vinegar. Pour at least 1 USQT 0.95 L of vinegar into the hill. The acidity of the vinegar may kill the ants that are soaked by it, if they don't drown anyway. The more vinegar you use the better, so consider dumping 1 US gal 3.8 L jugs of vinegar into the hill opening daily for 3 days. You may have even more success if you pour several scoops of baking soda into the hole first. The volcano-like foaming action caused by the combination of vinegar and baking soda may push the mixture deeper into the ant hill's tunnels. Note that vinegar can kill vegetation, so take care when applying it to your lawn. Number 8. Soapy water. If regular water doesn't do the trick, mix in some soap. Any type of soap will work, though borax is recommended. Slowly pour 2 to 3 US gal 7.6 to 11.4 L of soapy water into the ant hill. The water should destroy the structure and the stickiness of the soap should make it difficult for the ants to escape. This also works with boiling water. It's also possible to kill ants with borax by mixing 1 part borax with 3 parts sugar and sprinkling it atop the ant hill and along ant trails. Number 9. Diatomaceous earth. Pour a fair amount of diatomaceous earth granules around and on top of the ant hill. Diatomaceous earth is essentially the crunched-up exoskeletons of a type of algae. The tiny, sharp granules are uncomfortable or even dangerous for ants to walk on, and if they eat any of it, it will cause fatal internal injuries. Diatomaceous earth will irritate your skin and can cause quite a bit of discomfort if it gets into your eyes or breathing passages. Only apply it on a wind-free day, and wear eye and breathing protection when using it. Number 10. Flattening the hill. Flatten out the hill with a rake or shovel. For smaller hills, just use your foot to knock over and tamp down the ant hill. While this is a simple solution, it's also likely a temporary one. The ants will likely reconstruct the hill after a few days or move to another spot in your yard. Like an iceberg, the vast majority of an ant colony is beneath the surface, so you'll be doing very little overall damage to their home this way. This method is probably best for when you're trying to make your yard look a little better for a few hours, like for a garden party or family picnic. If you're intent on destroying the hill with nothing more than manual power, keep flattening out the hill every time it reappears. If you're lucky, the ants will eventually give in and relocate. Number 11. Digging into the hill. If you're tired of superficial destruction, take your shovel and start excavating the ant colony. Keep digging until you don't see any more tunnels or other evidence of ant activity. Then, fill the hole back in with the soil. After this amount of disruption and destruction, the ants may choose to move elsewhere. You might also manage to kill the queen this way, in which case the colony will die off in disarray. Be prepared to dig deep. Ants often tunnel down 3 feet (0.91 meters), and the colony can be several feet/meters in diameter as well. So you'll be digging up quite a bit of your yard. Number 12. Cornmeal or baking soda. Sprinkle a coating of cornmeal or baking soda on the hill and over the surrounding area. The ants should eat it but be unable to digest it. Instead, it will soak up the moisture inside them and expand until it kills them. There isn't a lot of scientific evidence to support this method, but many people swear by one or the other. Cornmeal and baking soda are not harmful to your lawn or pets either, so it might be worth a shot. If it doesn't work, just try a different method. Number 13. Orange rind smoothie. Mix the rinds of at least 3 to 4 oranges in a blender, adding a bit of juice as needed to create a smoothie-like texture. Pour the mixture on top of the hill and around its perimeter. Ants supposedly hate the scent of citrus, so the hope is that they'll be upset by the smell and move somewhere else. Repeat this method daily for at least 3 days. Support for this method is primarily anecdotal rather than scientific, so it may not work for everyone. Did this video help you? Let's comment below, yes or no. Method 3. How to prevent ant infestations. Number 1. Destroy ant hills as soon as possible. The longer the ants continue to live in your yard, the more likely they'll infest your house. Use one of the methods above to get rid of the ant hill as soon as you notice it. If all else fails, call a pest control specialist to eliminate the problem. Number 2. Maintain your yard. Once you successfully get rid of ant hills, plant new grass in any brown spots left behind. Mow your yard regularly to keep the grass short and eliminate potential food sources. Remove branches, thick mulch, tree stumps, and other debris that could encourage ant hills. If you have any standing water, remove it as soon as possible. Treat your yard quarterly with a preventative application of an insecticide. Follow the instructions listed on the package. Number 3. Trim back foliage near your house. If any bushes, trees, or shrubs touch your house, they can act as a bridge for ants to easily enter your home. Cut these limbs back a few feet to make it more difficult for the ants to get inside. Similarly, stack firewood away from your house. Ants like to hide under logs, and keeping wood too close to your house is a fire hazard. Number 4. Seal all cracks or points of entry into your house. If there are ants in your yard, they'll likely want to come into your house to find food. To prevent this, use caulk to seal any cracks or holes the ants could crawl through. This is especially important around doors and windows. It may also help to create a barrier by placing substances ants dislike around window ledges, door thresholds, and baseboards. Try repelling them with cinnamon, cayenne pepper, ground chalk, or cornmeal. Or, spray the areas with a mix of equal parts white vinegar and water, or water with a few drops of peppermint or citrus essential oils. These scents repel ants. Number 5. Clean up all food and messes. Keeping your house clean and hygienic is another simple way to prevent ant infestations. Store all food in airtight containers, vacuum up any crumbs, and remove any standing water or dirt. If the ants can't find food, they'll likely go somewhere else. Pest control specialist 𝒄𝒏𝒏𝒆𝒍 says, chronic wetness and leaks in a house or structure are very attractive to ants. Did this video help you? Let's comment below, yes or no. Tips. 1. While many people think of ants as harmless, they can actually do a lot of damage to your house or yard if left alone. If you think you have an ant infestation, it's best to take care of the problem as quickly as possible so it doesn't escalate. 2. Carpenter ants can be particularly harmful, and they don't typically build traditional ant hills. Instead, look for sawdust at the base of a tree, porch, deck, or other wooden structure to find a nest. To identify carpenter ants, Look for a brown or black color, a round thorax, a slim waist, and bent antennae. Warnings. 1. If you have kids or pets, always check if an insecticide is safe before using it. Keep kids and pets away from the area or opt for a safer method. Choose the method that works best for you and your situation, and help to reduce ant infestations. Follow this channel to learn many more household tips, tricks, and life hacks like this. If you have other tips, please share them with us in the comments. Hope you enjoy. See you in the next video.